Mackey.
And again on Nine's Wide World of Sports, we welcome you to the Logan City Lanes in southeast Queensland in the Coca-Cola Classic. And the third round of the men's competition sees John Whillan of Queensland up against another Queenslander, Craig Whitby. John, you got through against Tony Roderick in the last round. What about this match?
Yes, well, I'll be trying my best anyway. I'll try a new line and see how it goes out wide of the gutter.
John Whillans is a traffic administrator from the Brisbane suburb of Tarragindi. He has a highest gain to his credit of 299, included in his tournament victories with the 1983 Rum City Classic and the 1985 Ipswich City Masters Championship. In 1985, he was also the runner-up in the Clayfield Masters Tournament in Brisbane. Craig, you're from Cairns in North Queensland, but interestingly enough, you've spent a little bit of time at the Institute of Sport.
Oh, yes, yeah. I'd like to thank ADBC and also AMF for their spot on the Institute of Sport, and I think it was terrific. It really
worthwhile for you?
Oh, definitely.
How long did you spend in Canberra?
About 10 days.
Young Craig Whitby, an 18-year-old apprentice electrician from the delightful North Queensland city of Cairns, with a highest game of 279. In 1984 was the North Queensland Junior Masters champion and took third place in the 1986 Australian Junior Masters. He was the North Queensland state team member for the last 2 years. His tournament average this year is 195 from 160 games. So an all-Queensland affair. Craig Whitby to bowl the first frame, and then John Whillans will bowl the next two frames, joining Steve Mackey and myself in commentary for this match. The 1985 Bowler of the Year, Terry Wenban, who is certainly one of the favourites for this tournament. Terry, nice to have you back at Logan City Lanes. It's been a fairly lucky place for you.
Yes, it has. I've gone quite well at Logan City. The last 2 years running first and third in the tournament this year. It's quite a nice place, and I enjoy greatly bowling here.
Well, certainly a great start for the youngster Craig Whitby with a strike in the first frame.
Yes, it is. Craig's an excellent bowler. A young guy. It's great to see a young guy out there because the game's got to grow, and if the young guys don't come up through the fields, then the game just doesn't grow, and it just stagnates a little bit with the older players.
And there's the perfect reply from John Whillans. So strike follows strike, and a great start to this match.
Well, John's opened up on a different tack to the match he had in which he eliminated the New South Wales bowler Tony Roderick. He was bowling what Terry and I both thought was the wrong line into the pocket. Now he's moved way outside, and that's his favourite shot, and of course he got the good strike to open up.
In fact, he admitted that he was going to bowl a different line for this match, and that's exactly how he started. So he moves over to lane 11 to bowl his second frame.
Yes, he's really cupping that ball, Terry. I haven't seen him do that before. He's cupping the ball before he takes off on the shot. It's usually a little freer, I thought.
I think what he's trying to do is to get the ball to roll a little bit earlier, because wider out on the lane, you have more oil out on the lane, wide out, rather than in the track area, where everybody's been bowling. They've all been bowling between 5 and 10, or the first and second arrow. And he's trying to go outside it, get the ball to roll a little bit earlier, hit the track area, and then run into the pocket.
Well, he's covered the spare in the second frame, and that gives him a score of 20. Strikes count 10 plus the next two shots, and that was an 8 and a 2 for John Whillans. So Craig Whitby, who opened with a strike, has a chance to take a lead now with another strike in the second frame. I was saying he was only 18 years of age, and it's a fantastic performance to be invited to go down to the Australian Institute of Sport in Canberra. He's been coached early on in his bowling career by the manager at Brinsmead Bowl in Cairns, Gai Simons, and more recently by his dad, Barry. And Dad would be very, very pleased with his son.
So now to clean up his spare in the second.
Craig qualified in 13th place in the 16-bowler playoff for the seedings in this tournament with an average of 192 and has averaged 195 over 160 tournament games this year. He's only just left the junior ranks.
So Craig Whitby moves over to lane 11. And down on one knee to drive that home and follow it through with the desired result.
Yes, showing good emotion here, getting down on one knee.
Take both knees, to tell you the truth. Probably said a few prayers as it went on its way.
Yes, and that was a strike for a million years when it left his hand. The top seed, Steve Lovell, sitting in the background there, wondering if young Craig can work his way right up this long ladder. Missing the head pin, John Whillans, and that leaves him 2 pins in arrears, 38 to 40. The problem that time, Terry.
Well, again, with more oil being outside, he's thrown the ball wider to the right, more down the lane, and it's just not going to come back. It's just going to stay out there, and he's going to miss the head pin to the right.
Completes his spare.
Can use a little.
That looks good. Over they go. It seemed for a moment that two mightn't fall, but and then over they went to give him his strike.
Oh, great pin action there. The 4 and the 9, the last two to be knocked out of the way. And Craig very pleased with that one. That keeps him shooting a Dutch 200. That's alternate strikes and spares.
John Whillans sits back in exactly the same fashion.
Well, John Whillans now hoping to get another strike. That'll be 3 strikes in a row, and in bowling parlance, that's known as a turkey. Trying to gee himself up. Squeezing his hand into the ball.
Delivers out wide. Hooking back in, but leaving 3 pins still for his spare.
And he's taken a 5-pin lead now. 85 to Craig Whitby, 80. We've got some great bowlers lined up in this tournament apart from Terry Wenban, but one of the top bowlers that is missing from the lineup is Victoria's Len Hogg. Hogg finished 5th recently in the 10-pin bowling World Cup.
He must get his spare, and he didn't. So an open frame. Just when John Whillans taken the lead by 5, he finds himself with an open frame that gives Craig Whitby the chance to hit back.
Very composed for a youngster.
Top of the 6th frame for Craig Whitby. And a little bit of luck.
Yes, luck breaking up what could have been a 3-pin leave, but leaving only the 6-pin. And he's still having trouble on lane 12. Have you got any tips for him, Terry?
Yeah, I think he's got to move deeper on lane 12. I think he's just a bit under pressure.
I noticed you the other day in the qualifying tournament in which you finished 8th. You were bowling a very deep line where you were about the 4th or 5th arrow.
Yes, I was bowling in about 20 board. I won the tournament here a couple of years ago bowling that line and ran 3rd earlier on in the year, and that's a line that I use here all the time.
Well, he's moved across now. He's certainly further left on the lane this time.
He's more on 11 than 12.
It's a good shot. It's given him a 6-pin lead, 119, courtesy of that 9 count after a spare, and Whillans 113 sitting on the bench. He moved deeper inside that time and gave it a lot of air when he let it go, as you saw.
So this for his spare. Sort of right in the belly of the pin, well bowled.
Best way to get single pins and to show them that you also mean business is to treat them with the contempt they show you often and hit them right in the belly. He did that very easily. John Whillans now with his back up against it. His chance to put the pressure back on. 2 frames. Hopefully for him 2 strikes.
John Whillans, who was 6 down at the end of the 6th frame. Oh, and over it goes. So the open frame by Craig Whitby gives John Whillans the chance to hit back. Which he does.
And boy, did he hit back. That's the best ball he's had in the 2 games so far. And he's taken the lead now. That's the foundation frame. A good place to get a strike. And what a good strike it was. Ah, much better. Good knee bend. Strike all the way. Well, he can shut the gate on the youngster here. He's got room for a 213 game. And Craig at the moment, the best he can do is 197. A strike and spare would give him 187. Whillans needs a spare to bowl more than 187.
Does better than that. Bowls the strike. Well bowled.
And John very eager to get rid of that ball. He's wishing that that 10th frame was over already. One more strike and he can't lose. He still needs a good count on this next shot to beat young Craig.
Looks good. A strike it is. So a great finish by John Whillans.
Well, he needed that one to shut the gate, and this is how it happened. Very good pin action. Well, he had the lucky one in the middle there, that Brooklyn strike, but that one full marks to him. Well, academic now, and a game in the 210 plus. .211 he finishes with to win the match.
Craig Whitby to bowl out the game, but the match is over. John Whillans has been successful.
Well, Craig will be disappointed with his performance perhaps, but he shouldn't be. He'll learn by that error of judgment in the 9th frame. And he may lose by the barest of margins. He's got room for 197. One failing to come up to the head pin, but it's going to be a game in the 187 odd region. Certainly no disgrace the first time in a big match for Craig Whitby. His final score is 187.
Quite good enough, but you'll certainly learn by the experience.
I certainly will. Yes, definitely.
Best of luck for the future. You check for finishing in 14th position. Well done. John Whillans, congratulations.
Thank you very much, John.
Well, one youngster you've beaten, but you've got another very talented one to come, Robbie Hinton from New South Wales.
Robbie Hinton, yes, he's played in a lot of state teams, and as a junior too, he's a very good representative.
Well, you said going into this match you were just going to change your line slightly, and it certainly worked.
Yes, the channel shot certainly works.
Good luck for the next match.
Thank you very much, John.
John Whillans progresses on to the next round against Robbie Hinton. We'll be bringing that to you from Logan City Lanes in the Coca-Cola Classic on 9's Wide World.